Hey, I'm Jenny. Today I'm going to teach you a combination of breathwork and meditation that I call the breath of the rose. It is very healing for the heart chakra and the heart center. So if you're feeling closed off or unhappy, or just like you could use a little more heart opening for whatever reason, this is the meditation for you. It was inspired by some work I have done with Ascended Masters, so there'll be more on that after the video if you're interested. But for now, I'd like you to find a quiet and comfortable spot. Before we begin the meditation, we're actually going to keep our eyes open for this part, and I'm going to teach you the breath work first, so that when we close our eyes and we're trying to put the visualization there, you can do that comfortably because you've already known what to do. So if you've been practicing with me, I always start with a deep belly balloon breath or diaphragmatic breathing. So what you're going to do is do that and then hold the breath to where you've filled up the belly, and then add breath into the heart space, into the chest, the top of the lungs. So you're going to breathe really slow, really deep, fill up the belly, feel like you can't fill it up anymore, and then start to fill up the chest. So you're doing a combo. A lot of us breathe only from the chest. It's very shallow breath. But when we breathe first fully and slowly from the diaphragm, and then fill up the top of the lungs, it feels like such a deep, fresh breath. It also is a physical way of activating that heart chakra. So we're going to put the visual with the physical and really get this going. So do it with me with your eyes open so you can kind of watch. You can put your hands on your belly. You're going to take a deep breath and then add the breath to the chest. And you may have to practice this a few times. You may feel like I'm not getting it. What it feels like for me personally is almost like stitches in my sternum, like being opened up. Well, at least that's how it felt when I first started doing this breath. Feels like I'm really trying to open up my rib cage. So in breath work and yoga, we talk about directional breathing. It's like imagining in your mind the breath going somewhere. So that's what we're doing. We're slowly filling up the belly, and then we're already at maximum, and we're also going to fill up the chest. So let's try it again. So deep breath. So I think you can see it with me. I'll go like this. I think you can see a little better. So I'm going to fill up my belly and then my chest at the end. And then exhale it all out. Okay, and I hope that makes sense to you. Just keep practicing, and there's no way of doing it wrong. So if you just want to breathe into the chest while we do this exercise, that's okay too. So we're going to do that kind of breathing, and while we're doing that, we're going to imagine a rosebud, whatever color, whatever size, right here. You know, this is your physical heart, but when we talk about chakras, it's in the center. It's along the spinal column, the column of light. So it's right here in the center of the chest. You're going to imagine a rosebud, and as we breathe, petals are going to open until we have a fully bloomed flower. And this breath is really great to do anytime you're feeling closed off, or you're feeling like you just need a heart opener, like you're feeling depressed, you're feeling stressed. You may even feel it as like shoulder pain or back of the shoulder, kind of in between the shoulder blades, or chest pain. Any of that is going to be like a physical manifestation of some need to work on the heart chakra. When I first started doing this breath and really consciously working on my heart chakra, I actually felt like my sternum was bruised from the inside out for like about a week. And then I just felt so much more open to everybody after that. So it's the work, right? And even if you don't believe in any of that, it's a really good breathing exercise. So we're going to close our eyes, take a deep breath without any breath work. Just take a deep breath. Let it go. Okay, so now we're going to start the breath. So slowly fill up your belly with air. And then when you feel like it's full, really expand that chest. And as you do so, we're going to imagine a rosebud starting to open. So keep the breath going. The rosebud is any size, any color. If roses don't speak to you, or your flower, you're forgetting what a rose looks like and another flower is in your mind, it's totally okay. We're just trying to imagine, it's a visual, it's trying to imagine that heart center as a flower, and you're using your breath, your life, your energy, your prana, your spirit to unfold that flower and allow more in. And as we do this, you're just going to keep going. So taking those slow, deep breaths, filling up the chest. And every time you take a breath in, a petal opens. And then you slowly exhale and you do it again. And we're just letting this flower unfold. We're letting ourselves be vulnerable. We're allowing ourselves to be loved. You are lovable. You are loved. You are worthy of love. And you're slowly opening that heart. It is safe for you to love others. It is safe for you to love yourself. Allowing the rose petals to open. If thoughts pop up that go against this idea of having an open heart or being loving or you being able to be loved, witness them as ego, witness them as past self, past thoughts, patterns of thoughts, and just let them go. Observe them and let them go. So we're slowly taking deep breaths, expanding at the chest at the end, letting another petal unfold. We're really opening up this rose. As you're opening up the rose, focus on the colors, the shape, the size. Hold that rose in your mind. It really helps focus the breath work. If you lose the breath, come back to it. There's no wrong way. If you feel like deep breaths are hard for you right now, they can be more shallow. Don't force yourself into an anxious moment. This is your healing journey. You know what's best. So we're slowly filling the belly with air, then filling the chest. Another petal opens, slowly exhaling. I am going to be quiet for a moment and let you focus on your breath and the unfolding of your rose. If you lose concentration, or if you feel like your rose is already open, just keep breathing into that rose. Some people will have a rose open really fast. Some people, their rose will open slowly. Sometimes you'll feel like your rose only wants to open halfway, and that's all it wants to do for today, and that's okay too. Just keep breathing. Let your heart bloom. Let your heart open. It's safe. Take a deep breath. Really see that rose. I'm going to end the meditation soon, but if your rose is not open all the way and you want to keep going, you want to pause the video and finish, and then you can come back to it and you can see more about the why after if you're interested. But for those of you who are ready, take a deep breath. Notice your rose one more time. Slowly open your eyes, and what I suggest doing is journaling today about any feelings or thoughts that popped up at having an open heart. And if you are artistic at all, maybe sketch your rose, or at the very least describe its color and its size and its shape. And if you're interested in the why, stick around. So if you didn't know this about me, I am a channel, you can say a medium or psychic, whatever you want. I'm not really into labels, but I do have deep conversations with archangels, my own guides, and ascended masters. And this was a case of Lady Nada coming to me. She's an ascended master who a lot of people see, believe that she was Mary Magdalene. The same soul that was Mary Magdalene was Lady Nada. And this came to me after I did a Magdalene meditation, and I went into my own separate meditation. I asked, am I Magdalene? Do I have any connection with Mary Magdalene? And I was told that I actually had a connection with Lady Nada in Atlantis, and that was the connection I have. So my connection is to her and to that aspect of that soul, and not to the Mary Magdalene that was with Jesus. And for Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary, Lady Nada, and many other deities, the rose is a sacred flower, and it is associated with the heart chakra because it is like the symbol of love and the symbol of being open. And so I asked Lady Nada for some breath work, and this is what I received. I received it in 2020. She showed me exactly what to do. She said, you're going to have people imagine a rose, and as they breathe into the rose, it slowly opens, and it would be very healing. And I've been doing this breath work for quite a time, and like I said, at first my sternum was sore. And if you're a skeptic, that's totally fine. But you're here listening anyway, which I think is cool. But chakra work is real, energetic work is real. When you do the energy work, the physical body feels it. And every time I've done any kind of energy work or worked on a particular chakra, I feel it. But this particular case was really interesting, that my sternum felt bruised, and it was really like a confirmation that I was tight chested, like I wasn't open to receiving love and whatever. And so this was really important to me. It is my hope that you could do this practice on your own with all the meditations I do. I don't do the big music and overproduction and the weird, cool visuals or whatever, because my hope is that I can teach you the basics, and you can go off and do this on your own every day if you want to. And that's why I do it the way I do it, and I feel definitely called to share. I hope this resonates with you. If you liked it, please like it, please subscribe, please share it with a friend, and I'd love to hear your comments.